Elmhurst.org to explore the new City of Elmhurst website. Find out the latest Elmhurst news, pay utility bills and parking tickets, report concerns, and much more. Elmhurst.org is an ideal way to discover what Elmhurst offers your business, your family, your life.
Hello and welcome. This is Elmhurst, our kind of town. My name's Luke Tanaka, and I'm on the floor of R.A. Faginal Hall, where today the Elmhurst College Bluejays will play host to the North Park University Vikings. Elmhurst, right in the thick of the CCIW hunt, is a huge game for them in terms of seeding in the CCIW tournament. They clinch a berth in the tournament with a win. As for North Park, 5 straight wins for them, including 47% from the three-point line. They really need this win if they want to keep themselves in the CCIW tournament hunt. Jawan Henry and Kyle Weiss are 2 of the top scorers at CCIW, and we'll have tip-off right after this. Hello and welcome, R.A. Faginal Hall on the campus of Elmhurst College. Luke Tanaka is I'm delighted to bring you all the action today, as this is going to be one heck of a matchup between the Elmhurst College Bluejays and the North Park University Vikings. Right now we have the playing of the national anthem, and while we do that, we'll tell you a little bit about Jawan Henry and Kyle Weiss, who are 2 of the top scorers in CCIW play. Henry averaging 23 points per game, over that even at 23.1 points per game, while Weiss, on the other hand, averaging 15.3 points per game. And now we're going to take some time for the national anthem. Now with the national anthem, we will get today's starting lineups. North Park starters coming out now. 5'10" sophomore guard TJ Cobbs. 5'7" freshman guard Colin Lake, he's number 4. Talked about him just a moment ago, Jawan Henry, number 5. 5'10" sophomore guard. Jordan Robinson, number 24, is a 6'3" freshman forward. Very young North Park roster, as now we are headed over to the Bluejays of Elmhurst College. 17-5 overall on the season, 7-4 in CCIW play, and have had some really big wins this season, now ranked number 25 in the nation. And it's been the same starting lineup really for the last 3 months, so no surprises here. Number 15, Pat Coleman, is a 6'2" junior guard. Number 20, Kyle Weiss, is a 6'1" junior guard. 6'2" junior guard Brian Ackerman, who plays more of a small forward type role for the Blue Jays. Number 23, Brandon Schwebke, is a 6'4" junior guard, an all-hustle player for the Blue Jays. And then finally, manning the post, Will Nixon, 6'7" junior center from Plainfield, Illinois. Nixon is going to be a key player in this game. Last time these two teams met, it was a 37-0 rebound advantage for the Elmhurst Blue Jays in a game that was a 25-point win for Elmhurst, but it's a close game early on and was only a 5-point game at the break, but Elmhurst outscoring them by 20. As you see in the middle of your screen, right there, just walking past number 5, Jawan Henry. He is the leading scorer in the CCIW, and he's one heck of a shooter. You would know he's going to get his shots, and I talked to John Baines, who you see in the middle of your screen, before the game today, and he told me Henry's going to take his shots, and we know he's going to take his shots, but our goal is to get a hand in his face, make sure that he has at least one defender on him, if not two, and hopefully a hand in his face whenever he takes a shot. Last time out, he went 6 of 21 from the field against Elmhurst, 19 points in that one, as the tip is won on by Will Nixon, and we're underway here at R.A. Fagenal Hall. Pat Coleman, junior, all junior lineup on the floor for the Blue Jays, finding Nixon at the elbow. Kick out Ackerman from the wing, just short, but Schwebke's got the offensive board, and already you can see Elmhurst all over the boards as Schwebke had great position on Jordan Robinson. Schwebke went back up and got fouled. It's going to be TJ Cobbs on the reach. Schwebke looking to put Elmhurst with the first points of the game, and he does. Schwebke hit 67% of his free throws for the season, and his first 2 today are good. We see Colin Lake, number 4, 5'7" freshman guard from Temperance, Michigan, running the point. Here's TJ Cobbs. Other starter for North Park that we did not mention earlier was Matt McNamara, number 13. He's got the ball now, but swings it to Robinson. Very small lineup on the floor for North Park. That's what they like to do. They love to shoot. Speaking of which, there's Cobbs for 3. TJ Cobbs in the scorebook, and North Park takes an early 3-2 advantage. Schwebke's pass is stolen by Jawan Henry. Henry will pull up, and his foot was on the line. It's a 2. But Henry puts it in, and he's 1 for 1 for the day. North Park is 2 of 2. Ackerman open, wing, 3 is good. And it's a hot shooting start for both teams. Ackerman puts it in, and the Blue Jays have tied the score at 5. Keys to this game, you gotta think, 3-point shooting for North Park. They've shot 47% from 3-point land during this 5-game winning streak. And then, of course, for Elmhurst, dominate the glass. Don't let North Park get multiple chances, because if you do, you know they're going to be able to score on at least one of them. Here's Robinson from downtown. Off the mark, rebound, Wiest. Kyle Wiest, coast to coast, puts it in. Great play by Kyle Wiest. Leading scorer for Elmhurst, number 4 scorer in CCIW action. He's led Elmhurst in scoring in 9 of their 11 CCIW contests this season. Here's Henry off the screen. Bump by Wiest, puts it up, no good. Nixon and Coleman battling for the rebound. Nixon wants Coleman to come and get it. 7-5 Elmhurst, early goings. Coleman falls all the way down, and they're finally going to call the foul on McNamara. His first and the team's second. Kyle Wiest all the way coast to coast. You can see the up and under move. Very pretty move from Wiest. He's an extremely athletic player. As one of the best verticals I've seen for a guard, and I wouldn't be surprised if he could dunk. I have not seen him dunk this season, but here's Schwebke straight on. Cobbs, the guard, battling for the rebound, and good effort there by Cobbs. Here he's going to go coast to coast and get fouled by Nixon. TJ Cobbs, 5'10", sophomore from Evergreen Park. And Nixon will be charged with his first foul. It's the team's first as well. Cobbs, 69% free throw shooter on the season. North Park in general is not much of a good free throw shooting team, and it shows right there as Cobb misses the first. Michael Hutchinson checks in, replacing Matt McNamara. Cobbs' second free throw is good. cuts the Elmhurst lead to just 1. Cobbs has 4 points to lead all scorers. North Park playing a pressure defense on the perimeter, and you can expect that. They are a perimeter-oriented team, and in this winning streak, they've done a great job as there's a steal by Lake, limiting their opponent's three-point attempts as well while hitting their own. Here's Henry from the wing. It's good. A three-pointer for Jawan Henry. He's got 5, and North Park takes a 2-point lead. Coleman double-teamed. Who's the open man? It's Nixon down low. He wasn't open, but it was a great pass by Ackerman to get it to him, but Nixon lost it on the way up. Colin Lake using the handles on Ackerman. Ackerman has a size advantage, but Lake definitely a quickness advantage in that matchup. Lake is open, straight on. Three-pointer off the mark, rebound Coleman. And Wiest is down in the backcourt, but they're going to continue play. Mid-range jumper from Coleman is good, and there goes the timeout from the referees as Wiest was down in the backcourt. And he's going to be replaced here by Wyatt. I didn't see what happened exactly, but Wiest was down and seemingly in some pain. He'll get checked out by the training staff. It looks like he's holding his right ankle. Here, lower right corner of your screen, you'll see the injury. I didn't see much. Perhaps he got kicked in the back of the leg. Perhaps he landed awkwardly on that right ankle, but either way, definitely something to watch. Kyle Wiest is the leading scorer for the Blue Jays and one of the top scorers in CCIW play. Good defense by the Blue Jays after the double team on Henry. Here's Lake dribbling behind his back. Finds Robinson, who is open. Lost the ball for a second, still got it. Floater in the lane, no good. Nixon with the rebound. Boy, I thought Jordan Robinson had that layup. It was there for him, but he just couldn't quite put it in. North Park trapping, and Schwebke's wide open, but the ball bounced off his head. Ackerman on the wing. Short, rebound Cobbs. Cobbs to Robinson, spin move, up and under in the lane. Good from Robinson. Robinson, first points of the game, averages 16.6 per game. 5.6 rebounds per game in CCIW play, 6'3" forward. Here's Nixon backing down Hutchinson, and it's good. You gotta think that they've got to go to that matchup. Hutchinson is 6'4", Nixon is 6'8", and Nixon's got some size on him as well in terms of girth on Hutchinson. Cobbs straight to the lane, quickness gets it to go. And a frantic pace here in the early going, 13-11 North Park. As Cobbs has 6 to lead all scorers. Here's Nixon. Ackerman in the lane, floater, short. Ackerman struggling from the field so far. Henry with the outlet to Lake. Lake trying to get around Wyatt. Open in the corner is Cobbs. No good, Ackerman with the rebound. See if the Blue Jays try to slow it down. They won't. Ackerman's gonna go all the way, finds Schwebke, who puts it in. What a great pass from Ackerman to set up Schwebke, who's got 4 points. Ackerman, he tuned in when they played Augustana here at Elmhurst. Ackerman had the runner with 1.8 to go to send that game into overtime, but then Augustana was able to come out on top in what John Baines called a heartbreaking loss for the Blue Jays. Kickball on the floor here as 4 new Blue Jays come in. Here's the last bucket you saw. Ackerman, easy dish to Schwebke, but it was all because of his penetration that he was able to get it for an easy layup. New subs in, it's Eric Leonard, number 3, Kenny Payonk, number 12, Tucker Harlan, number 14, and Eric Crittenden, number 22. Three-pointer by Lake is off. Payonk with the rebound. Eric Leonard seen a lot of minutes. He has the ball here at the point guard spot, being mobbed by Henry, so he gives it up. Crittenden down low, pass was batted around, and now Wyatt's open for 3, but it's way off. Rebound by Payonk and put back in. Kenny Payonk has played double-digit minutes in every game this season for the Blue Jays. But in CCIW play, he hasn't shot a lot. Here's Henry again, this time a deep one. Offensive rebound, surprisingly, from North Park. And it looks like we'll have a foul. Tucker Harlan is charged for his first. It's only the second team foul. Trent Kuchera in for North Park. Hutchinson finds Lake. Here's Kuchera, the recent sub, into the game. Wyatt with his hands in the face of Henry. Got to get your hands up on him. He's always prone to shoot from anywhere. Henry angling towards the basket, instead gives it up. Now ticking under to about 10 to shoot. First time we've been under 10 seconds in the shot clock. Here's Lake with 7, Lake with 6. Floater is good. Colin Lake. It's his first 2 points of the game. North Park ties the score at 15. Harlan driving baseline. What a great move, but he couldn't get the bucket to go. Easy layup. Tucker Harlan couldn't put it in. Harlan has not played a lot this season. Seeing action here. Robinson from deep, no good. Crittenden up for the rebound, and then he is fouled by Lake. So here's Lake on the drive, and the floater with the shot clock dwindling down. We have a 30-second timeout on the floor. So we talked about briefly the keys to the game as we check out the leading scorers. Hobbs with 6, Henry with 5, Schwebke has 4, Ackerman has 3. And then a lot of players on the floor also with 2. But the keys for the game, for sure for North Park, it's 1, keep Elmhurst off the offensive glass. You don't want to give them too many second chance points. In their last matchup, you want to look at the points in the paint and the numbers down low. Second chance points, Elmhurst 26, North Park 10. Also points in the paint, Elmhurst 46, North Park 25. And certainly keep them off the glass if you're North Park. Also, how about continue your hot shooting? During the winning streak, he's 43% from downtown is what they're shooting, and their defense has actually been 25% they've only given up from beyond the arc. And then also, how about +8 in rebounding, which is something that North Park hasn't seen this season, averaging less than 2 rebounds than their opponents. Eric Leonard for 3, off the mark. Harlan is battling for the rebound, and he's got it, and he's going to be fouled.
Second personal foul,
4th team foul. Wiest is back in after his injury, so it's nice to see him in play. Here's Crittenden, and he puts it in. Eric Crittenden will head to the line to complete a 3-point play. It's Matt McNamara on the foul as you see Crittenden leaning into the contact and putting it up and in. What a great play by Crittenden to head to the line. Put Elmhurst up 2, possibly up 3 with the free throw. Crittenden is a 77% free throw shooter on the season, and he's got that one. 3-point Elmhurst lead. Frantic pace has slowed down a little bit recently. Even after the made buckets, North Park loves to run, and no surprise there as they have a lot of guards on the floor. Even Robinson, listed as a forward, is only 6'3". From the corner, Kuchera, probably not the shot they wanted. He misses it, and now Harlan is up and running with Wiest. Wiest is open for 3. Yes! Kyle Wiest for 3, and North Park is going to call a timeout. It's a full timeout for North Park. Here's the last basket as Wiest hands off to Harlan. He gets trapped, so then he finds Wiest as the North Park double team collapsed. And Elmhurst is now up 6 all of a sudden. If you look at the personal foul trouble here, Trent Kuchera has 2 personals, as does Matt McNamara, and that's something that you really can't see if you're in the North Park and head coach Tom Slider. You don't have very much size on the roster. You have 6'6" Matt McNamara, who has 2 fouls, and you have 6'8" Joe Bicco. But other than that, everybody else is under 6'4", who regularly plays. So with 11:30 to go in the first half and McNamara having to sit, you're really going to have to go to a small lineup. I mean, you might have to have the 6'4" Michael Hutchinson as we saw earlier, guarding Will Nixon, and that's a matchup that Elmhurst can exploit all day with the 6'7" Nixon going up against the 6'4" Hutchinson. But we went through the keys for North Park in the last timeout. Let's go through a couple keys for Elmhurst. Obviously, continue to rebound. You're the top offensive rebounding team in the CCIW, and if you continue that today, that's definitely something that you want to do to slow down this North Park attack and also put in some ones of your own, and you got to be able to slow down Jawan Henry and guard the perimeter. Jawan Henry, 23 points per game in conference play. It's certainly something to watch, as Henry is one of the key scorers and the key cog for this North Park offense. The last time he was limited to under 20 points was actually against these Bluejays the last time they met up in that 75-50 win for Elmhurst. Back to the action. Here's Robinson spinning into the lane. What a great move, but he couldn't get the shot to go, and Payonk is hustling for the rebound. Empty possession for North Park. Elmhurst has a chance to extend the lead. Harlan seeing many minutes, more than we've seen here at home in conference play. Weiss, good pass to Leonard down low, guarded by Robinson, finds Crittenden, open for three, no good. And Leonard is in with the rebound. New possession, an offensive rebound for Elmhurst. And Elmhurst will choose to slow it down with the fresh 35 until Harlan angles to the basket. North Park doing a good job of limiting the good looks for the Bluejays. Crittenden, step back, jumper, no good. Rebound, Robinson. North Park able to escape the second chance points there. Henry, once again, you can see him leading into the contact with his left arm. Put it up, no good for Jawan Henry. Henry goes down, North Park side doesn't like it. Harlan, what a great pass from Leonard. Here's Harlan for three, he hits it. Tucker Harlan, his first points of the game, puts Elmhurst up 9, and the bench is fired up. North Park really needs a basket here to cut into this run. It's a 9-0 Elmhurst run in the last 3 minutes of play. Henry double teamed. What a great job they've done on him so far. Lake from the baseline, no good. Payonk with the rebound, and Leonard's out and running. Eric Leonard to the basket, will pull it out with a 1-on-3. Here's Weiss from the wing. Oh, just a little bit long. Rebound Tucker Harlan, and another chance for Elmhurst. Payonk down low. Tough runner, but it's good by Payonk, and another timeout's going to be taken by North Park. It's a 30-second timeout as Payonk has 4 points. Let's check out the last two baskets. Harlan, the lefty, from the wing. And then down low. What a mismatch that was. Payonk against Trevor Pye, who is a 6-foot freshman guard. You have Payonk, a 6'6" junior, and a forward down low. I think Elmhurst can win that matchup 9 times out of 10. Cobb's still the leading scorer. He's got 6. Kyle Weiss and Jawan Henry with 5, as Elmhurst has really spread out their scoring. But if we're looking at Jawan Henry, 2 of 5 from the floor, 40% field goal percentage, and then 1 of 2 from three-point range. But Elmhurst has done a really, really good job of really putting 2 bodies on him. He has the most, tied for the most shots that North Park has taken, but just 5 shots is surprising for Henry, as you know he's going to get his looks, but he's really struggled to find those good looks today, and really trying to lean into a bunch of contact and making him think out there. I think the Elmhurst defense has done a wonderful job of stopping him so far in this game. Back to the action, 26-15. Elmhurst with the lead. They're on an 11-0 run. Under 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Blake got bumped by Coleman. First foul on Coleman. And the third on the team. Cobbs on the wing, gets a screen from Robinson, goes all the way to the bucket. Nixon tried to block it, but altered the shot just enough. Robinson with the offensive rebound. Turnaround, puts it up and gets fouled. Another offensive rebound for North Park. Brandon Schwebke's first foul. Robinson will head to the line. Once again, North Park not much of a free throw shooting team. Their best free throw shooter is Colin Lake at 78%. Robinson misses that one. He's at 63% for the season in North Park. Is 1 of 3 on the day so far. Robinson's second free throw is also off the mark. 1 of 4 for the Vikings on the day. And Coleman steps into a 3. Coleman's not known as a shooter on this Elmhurst team, and his minutes have actually dwindled recently. Surprisingly, as he started pretty much every game for the Blue Jays, but recently his minutes have gone down. He only played 11 minutes when Illinois Wesleyan was here. Check that, I should say it was Augustana was that game, as he would kick ball on the floor. And Henry will inbound on the right baseline. Lake goes deep, and he will receive this long pass from Henry. Plenty of time on the shot clock for North Park, still trailing by 11 to the Elmhurst Blue Jays. Here's Henry looking for Robinson. Robinson looking to pass from the elbow, but instead goes to work on Nixon. Used the pump fake, couldn't get it to go, looking for the foul, didn't get it. Coleman's got the rebound. Ackerman dribbling around the perimeter, hands off Wyatt, now Schwebke. Cutting Wyatt, Coleman couldn't find him, now Schwebke for 3, yes! 7 points for Brandon Schwebke, and the Elmhurst lead is ballooned to 14. What a great job Elmhurst is doing in the shooting department today. Not only that, how about defending North Park? The hottest team in the CCIW coming into the game. They're 6 of 20 today, and there's a steal. Ackerman got into the passing lane and picked off that pass intended for Hutchinson. Henry tried to steal that one, but ran out of room, and it went out of bounds, and Elmhurst will take it. Here's the replay of the 3. That was Wiest a few moments ago. Here's Schwebke once again. 7 minutes to play. Ticking down to about their 14-point lead for Elmhurst. Schwebke, same spot, yes! Brandon Schwebke with 10. Elmhurst with a 17-point lead. North Park only mustering 15 points in the game's first 13 minutes. Shocking. Robinson spin move, double team. Henry deep 3, yes. The run ends, and we'll have a official's timeout at that point. Henry's got 8 points. As you see the last 2 3-pointers for Brandon Schwebke, 2 straight possessions. There's the first one, silky smooth. Once again, under the basket, same spot, and he's got it. Wow, Brandon Schwebke. Not known for his scoring ability, known for his hustle. But today it's his scoring ability. He's got 10 points. Nixon at the free throw line, 1 dribble, leaning in, no good. Hutchinson with the rebound. North Park, and Henry lost it. Henry trying to do perhaps a little too much, forcing it. And he turns it over to Elmhurst. Elmhurst shooting 50% for the game. 12 of 24 from the field, and just extremely hot from all areas of the floor. Almost 40% from downtown. What a great job they've been doing. Getting good looks. Great passing, Schwebke again. Puts it in. Wow, Brandon Schwebke. 3 threes in a row for the transfer. Second team NJCAA Junior College All-American. Showing his scoring prowess all of a sudden. Here's Henry off the mark. Hutchinson with the board. Offensive rebound again. Hutchinson's got a couple. Lake into the lane, baseline floater over Nixon. What a nice play by Colin Lake. Coleman slowing it down, just over 5 to play. Elmhurst up by 15. Nixon, double teamed, trying to find the open man. It's Coleman. Off the mark, Nixon with the rebound. He'll go back and it's in. Wow. Couldn't get much easier than that. Nixon had all sorts of position down low and was able to put it back easily up and in. 17-point Elmhurst advantage. Here's Cobbs from the elbow. No, rebound Coleman. Elmhurst with a chance to extend the lead again. Ackerman, besides better of it, had a bad pass, and Schwebke was able to hustle for it to keep it. Coleman with the no look, and then Nixon got fouled. We'll check out the no look in slow motion. What a great look it was there. Coleman looking straight at Ackerman. The defender went straight to Ackerman, and Nixon was open down low, and he'll head to the line for 2 free throws. He's 2 of 2 on the day. Make that 3 of 3. Wiest, Harlan, Leonard, Crittenton in. About to check in also is Kenny Payonk, almost a second line, plus Kyle Wiest for Elmhurst. Nixon's 4th free throw of the day is good, and Elmhurst is scoring in all sorts of different ways. 51% from the field, 40% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw stripe. 39-20. Blue Jay advantage. Jawan Henry double teamed. He's had people all over him today, and that's been key to limit the CCIW's leading scorer. Traveling called on the freshman Lake. Lake, the freshman from Temperance, Michigan. Double-digit points in 4 of his last 5 games, and it's been an impressive scoring outburst from him. He averages 11.7 points per game on an extremely young North Park roster. As Elmhurst, offense as efficient as ever. Hand off to Crittenton into the lane. Couldn't quite get it to go, but Wiest had the offensive rebound and kicks it out to Leonard. Another rebound for Kyle Wiest. This time on the offensive end, and then it's stolen by Henry. Henry will go all the way to the bucket. Henry has 10 points, first North Park player into double digits. Joining Brandon Schwebke, and now that pass is picked off. Ill-advised from Leonard, and Henry will go to the line for 2. Boy, Henry read that one. He read Leonard like a book on that pass. And insult to injury, Leonard will also be charged for the foul. His first and the team's 5th, and Jawan Henry will head to the free throw stripe. 69% for the season. He's had 20-plus points in 17 of his 22 games this season, and 7 of his last 8. The only one where he didn't score 20 was against these Blue Jays when he had 19. Henry's got 11 today. He can make it 12 with this one. As Joe Bicco checks in for the first time, really showing it's a thin line for North Park down low. As both McNamara and Hutchinson, and now Kuchera, all 3 of those guys who play down low as forwards, have 2 fouls. Henry off the mark on that free throw, and the rebound ends up in Crittenton's hands. Robinson will be called for the block. That'll put Wiest at the stripe. 7th foul on the team for North Park. So Wiest, one of the best free throw shooters in the CCIW, 90% for the season, heads to the stripe. Wiest, 17 points in his last 2 games. In each of those 2 games. Before that, he really struggled from the field, and he didn't take as many shots as he normally does. He had 10 points and then 8 respectively against Augustana and Milliken. His second free throw is good, as teams, especially with good defenses, really try to clamp down on Wiest because they know that he's the guy for Elmhurst. So if you're going to get beat, you don't want to get beat by him. You want to get beat by somebody else who steps up, and those players have stepped up, as proven by the Blue Jays 17-5 record on the season and 7-4 conference play. 18-point advantage for the Blue Jays. Henry just airballed it, and the ball hit the baseline. So be turned over. Henry wants a block on that, a tip or something, as North Park for the first time today will press. And Elmhurst does a very easy job of breaking it as Wiest brings it up the floor. Wiest, jumper, good. 4 straight points for Kyle Wiest. He's got 9. Blue Jays, biggest lead of the day, it's 20. Pass picked off by Crittenden. Crittenden trying to run the floor as a big man. All the way to the bucket, tried to give it to somebody, but could not. He lost control. Here's Joe Bicco down low. Mismatch with Leonard, and Crittenden's active hands knock it out. Kevin Gates is now the point guard for North Park. These two recently checked in. Cobbs thought about the 3, thought better of it. Henry instead from the near wing, no good. Crittenden over Bicco for the rebound. And this has very similar look to when Elmhurst dominated the second half at North Park. Payonk to the bucket and 1. Payonk has 6 points. We got 2 angles coming for you on this one. First, Payonk, look at that pump fake. All the way to the bucket. Cobbs fouled him and he put it in. Leonard with the good penetration, and then Bicco just got fooled on the pump fake. And that was able to let Payonk go right by him, and Payonk converts on the 3-point play. 7 points for him, 2 away from his season high, and he'll head out. Will Nixon will come back in to man the post. Well, I expected some serious shooting down here from the man with the ball now, Jawan Henry, but it has not been the case. Robinson thought about it, thought better of it. Here's Henry. Dribbling with his right hand, now passing off to Robinson, but the Elmhurst defense has done a wonderful job of clamping down. Robinson finds Hutchinson, 1 dribble and rejected by Crittenden. What a huge block from Crittenden. Wiest for 3, no good. Crittenden battling with Henry for the rebound, and Henry stepped out of bounds. He tried to save it. And you can tell Jawan Henry is definitely frustrated. Here's that block. I mean, it was thunderous. Crittenden did not want no part of that shot. He's just to send it straight back, and then right back to it. You get Crittenden on the baseline, and then a foul called on the rebound as Cobbs fell straight to the floor. And Ackerman will be charged with the foul, his first and the team's 6th. So no free throws quite yet for North Park with just over a minute to play. Kevin Gates will bring the ball up the floor. He has not seen much action, but seeing some here as the Vikings trail by 23, and using Tom Sliders just trying to find something that works. 23 points in the first half for North Park is way below their season average. Cobbs all the way to the bucket, lost it on the way up, but it got off the hands of Crittenden and out of bounds. Stays with North Park with 12 to shoot. Schwebke back in. He's the leading scorer in this game. He's got 13 points. Henry trying to get the ball in, finally does to Hutchinson. With 9 to shoot, it's Cobbs. Cobbs with 6. Gates, baseline. Pump fake, got Wiest to jump, but couldn't make the bucket, and Nixon came down with the rebound. Shot clock is turned off. And Wiest will hold, and Elmhurst will hold for the last shot. Elmhurst has doubled up North Park in the first half. 46 to 23, they lead. 10 seconds remaining. Here's Ackerman. 7 seconds, it's Wiest trying to get around Gates. Behind the back dribble, jump shot, no good. Rebound, Cobbs will throw it up and will be well short. And that will end the first half. But what a dominant performance from the Blue Jays. How about not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, limiting North Park 9 of 29 from the field, 31% from the field. Only 3 of 13 from downtown, which is 23%. Remember, North Park is shooting 43% in this 5-game winning streak, and then also Elmhurst efficient at the free throw line, 8 of 8. North Park 2 of 6 from the free throw line, and it's really that's the difference. It's Elmhurst just dominating the game on both ends of the floor. That's the first half. We'll be right back with the second half of action in about 15 minutes.
The Churchville Schoolhouse opens the door to the best education in history. Visitors to the Churchville Schoolhouse take a step back in time to watch history unfold in a restored National Register of Historic Places property that dates to the Civil War era. Students of today walk in the footsteps of local farm children from the early days of DuPage County for an authentic living history experience led by a schoolmarm of the early 1900s. A visit to the Churchville Schoolhouse is hands-on, educational, and fun. Participants use slate chalkboards and McGuffey readers for the day's lessons. And children will be asked to follow proper classroom etiquette. Reading, writing, and arithmetic are practiced, and students test their skills during an old-fashioned spelling bee. And of course, no school day is complete without recess featuring games of the early 1900s. The schoolhouse is a popular place for scouts and day camps too. Group visits can also be arranged for service clubs, tour groups, and other adult organizations. The Churchville Schoolhouse Living History Program is operated by the Elmhurst Historical Museum. Call the museum today to book a field trip or find out more information. Call 630-833-1457 or visit our website at churchvilleschoolhouse.org. The Churchville Schoolhouse is waiting to open the doors for your school or community group. Plan a memorable learning experience today for the best education in history.
I have had a great experience at Elmhurst. I'm obviously involved with the volleyball program, and it's been a really good experience for me. I would say we're pretty close because we practice 5 days a week for 2.5 hours. We're lifting, we're doing bonding things, and we're traveling on the weekends. So you're pretty much with these girls for 3 months every single day for hours. So we're all pretty close, and we rely on each other and ask each other for help.
Hello and welcome back. R.A. Fagino Hall. Second half of action is right around the corner. But first we're going to go through some replays of the first half to see how we got to where we are. First one, we have a steal by Jawan Henry. He's got 11 points, including 2 right here in transition. Next up, how about Elmhurst Kyle Weiss, the opposing leading scorer, going coast to coast all the way up and under for the bucket. He's got 9 points. Next up, Jordan Robinson on the great feed from Cobbs to put it in. It's only his 2 points. He's got 16 average on the season. Now here's Will Nixon backing down Hutchinson, puts it in. Nixon's got 6 points and 4 rebounds. But one of the big stories of the first half, you'd have to say, is Brandon Schwebke here receiving a feed from Ackerman. He's got 13 points. Colin Lake also in the scorebook for North Park. 4 points, but he averages almost 12. Elmhurst doing a great job of limiting him. Here's Kenny Payonk, 4 rebounds for the Blue Jays in the first half. Next up, once again, how about Brandon Schwebke? 3 consecutive three-pointers. He's got 13 points. His season high is 16. Once again, you see a steal by Henry as he did a great job of reading passes in that first half, especially telegraph passes from Eric Leonard. In our final replay, we got Kenny Payonk with the pump fake and 1. And Payonk has 7 points, including, and his season high is 9, so he's right there. Let's check out some statistics from the first half. Juwan Henry, leading scorer for North Park. Brandon Schwebke, 13 points. His season high and career high with the Blue Jays is just 16, but he scored 9 of those points on 3 consecutive possessions. And it was really a great show from him in the first half. Kyle Weiss has 9 points, leading scorer for Elmhurst, averages 15 points per game. He's got 9 in the first half. TJ Cobbs helping out Jawan Henry, but Henry hasn't gotten much help as the Vikings trail 46-23. It's really been the story of the first half has been Elmhurst's ability not only to double team, but also to get out of the double team and extend out to the shooters. And really, I mean, North Park is very much a perimeter-oriented team. And in this winning streak, they've shot 43% from downtown. But in that first half, it was a struggle from downtown. They were 3 of 13 from beyond the arc, 23%. And when you're a perimeter-oriented team, it's just not going to get it done if you're North Park. Meanwhile, Elmhurst extremely efficient on the offensive end. 48% from the field, 37% from three-point range, and a perfect 8 of 8 from the line. You got to imagine head coach John Baines extremely pleased with the way his team played in that first half. And Tom Slider, perhaps much of the opposite on the North Park bench. And the starters are back on the floor. For Elmhurst, it's Coleman, Wiest, Schwebke, Nixon, and Ackerman. For the Vikings, it's Cobbs, Lake, Henry, Robinson, and McNamara. A little bit of foul trouble in that first half as well, especially in the North Park front court. Matt McNamara, 2 fouls. Michael Hutchinson, 2 fouls. Trent Kuchera, 2 fouls. North Park starting with possession to begin this half, and the shot clock is under 10. Here's Robinson, pump fake. Wiest out to guard Cobbs with 4 to shoot, with 3 to shoot. As the clock expires, it's Colin Lake for 3. Good start by North Park, using all 35 on the shot clock to put that one in. And it looks like we'll have a holding foul, and if that's on McNamara, and it is, oh boy, that is his 3rd as we check out the 3 on the last play. What a great dish by Cobbs, and then a rainbow 3. Good job by Cobbs also of knowing what is left on the shot clock as Ackerman airballs a shot way long. Wiest had the rebound and got stripped by Lake. Lake lost it. Robinson is fouled. Coleman has 2 fouls, and it's the first team foul for Elmhurst. But boy, Matt McNamara, starter for North Park, 3 fouls with under a minute played in the second half. Definitely something to watch as Robinson knocks down the free throw. It's just his 3rd point of the ball game. He averages 16 per contest. Robinson misses, and continuing to struggle from the line is North Park. They were 2 of 6 in the first half. Now 3 of 7 from the free throw stripe. Ackerman, wing 3, yes. Brian Ackerman has 6. Blue Jay lead is 22. It was really a dominant first half for the Blue Jays offensively and defensively. Henry thought about a shot. Schwebke was all over him, and that's been the story. Lake is going to be fouled on the reach, and it will be Ackerman. As we look again, another Elmhurst 3. It's Brian Ackerman from the wing. Smooth 3 from Ackerman, and the Blue Jays have been knocking down their shots with ease in this game. Really doing a great job of penetrating and then kicking out to the shooters. Lake all the way to the bucket. Gets fouled by Schwebke. Schwebke now has 2 fouls, so Coleman and Schwebke, both starters for the Blue Jays, have 2 fouls. Certainly nothing to get too riled up about if you're John Baines quite yet, as Lake heads to the free throw stripe and puts in the first one. Colin Lake has 8 points. He averages 11.7 per game and has double-digit points in 4 of his last 5 games. And there's 9. Very smooth from the line. Colin Lake cuts the lead to 20. Still a very large advantage for Elmhurst. Ackerman down low, guarded by Henry. Open is Coleman in the corner. No good, ripped out, but Wiest got the rebound. Henry rejects Wiest. You can see why Jawan Henry actually leads this team in blocks as the guard, number 5 for North Park. Still plenty of time on the shot clock for the Blue Jays. Tough pass, but Schwebke was able to corral it. Bounce pass, Wiest, what a great look from Coleman, but Wiest couldn't finish it, and Nixon battling for the rebound, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow will keep it with the Blue Jays. And just the rebounding prowess of Elmhurst really showing up constantly in this game, and North Park's lack of size really hurting them in this game. Ackerman got bumped all over the place, fell down, and now eventually they had a 30-second timeout, did Elmhurst. Tom Slider wants to know if the ball was not in their possession when they called that timeout, but either way, 30-second timeout for Elmhurst. As we look at the foul trouble for both teams really, although you can't quite call it trouble if you're Elmhurst. Matt McNamara, now that's foul trouble. He's a starter, he's got 3 fouls and no points, by the way. TJ Cobbs and Trent Kuchera, both have 2 fouls. Coleman, Ackerman, and Schwebke, all starters for the Blue Jays, have 2 fouls. If you have 2 fouls at this point, it's not a big deal. You just don't want it. You want to be careful not to pick up your 3rd. And we're back to the action right quickly here with Wiest. He's inbounding for the Blue Jays. Wants to receive the handoff from Nixon, but Nixon smartly holds it and waits for it. Ackerman and Wiest, as there's a foul on Henry. It's going to be his first. Ackerman and Wiest were actually competitors at one point. Wiest inbounding right now, number 20, Ackerman number 21. Both played high school basketball at Indiana and played against each other in their senior years in the semi-state final. And it was Ackerman coming out on top. On their way, Lugity High School won a state championship in that year. Ackerman had a great game in the state championship as well. Here's Ackerman, and he puts it in. Ackerman, who in that state title game had 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists, now has 9 points today. And Elmhurst's lead is extended further. This time 23. Henry, elbow jump shot is good. He's got 13. Getting closer and closer to his season average of 22. But his team is really struggling. Hey, there's a steal. Lake is all alone and will put the layup in. Lake joins Henry in double figures. He's got 11. And North Park goes on a quick 4-0 run. Coleman to the basket, gets bombed and couldn't quite get it to go. Foul charge to Robinson, it's his 2nd. So fouls abound for North Park. It's the 3rd team foul. Coleman goes to the line with 2 shots. He's a 73% free throw shooter on the season. He hasn't played as many minutes as he had in the past, and he really came to a conclusion against Wheaton when he had 7 minutes in that game, but has played a lot more in this one. He knocks down both free throws. And he's got 4 points. Robinson sets a screen for Henry. It's a pick and pop. 3-pointer, no good. Coleman pulls down the rebound and now lets to Ackerman, who's in all sorts of trouble in the corner, needs some help, finds Nixon. Wiest is under the basket, and Wiest couldn't quite get that one to go, guarded by Cobb. Rebound Henry. Under 16 to play. Elmhurst still with a comfortable lead, and then they're going to call a foul that time on Nixon. 2 on Nixon, 4 on the team. As Henry inbounds with a fresh shot clock. North Park, an extremely young team, so they'll be around for many days to come, but that was a couple too many steps there taken by Robinson, the 6'3" freshman. But as for the starting lineup for this team, and the main contributors, really the only main contributor that is a senior, that's Trent Kuchera is a senior, but he hasn't played double-digit minutes in CCIW play. And then Michael Wilson is a senior. His career high is 8 points, and he hasn't done much. As Coleman puts in another basket, he's got 6 points. The Blue Jays lead by 23. check out the last replay. Here's Coleman running into the lane. Gets it to go, and here you get another angle on the slow-mo. Schwebke with the kick, Coleman with the drive, and Coleman leading into Robinson on the contact. A timeout on the floor by North Park, and will give us a chance. First recap some stats. We have Henry and Schwebke tied for the game high with 13. Schwebke, all 13 of his came in the first half. Colin Lake has joined him in double figures with 11. Kyle Wiest has 9. Ackerman has 6 in the half with 9 points now. Payonk has 7. His season high is 9. And as we look at North Park's roster, their main contributors are very young, underclassmen. Their starters are TJ Cobbs, who's a sophomore, Colin Lake, who's a freshman, Juwan Henry, 22 points per game, he's a sophomore, Matt McNamara, 6'6" sophomore, and then Michael Hutchinson. Check that, actually, it's Jordan Robinson is a starter, not Hutchinson, and Robinson is a freshman, so all freshmen and sophomore in the starting lineup. Hutchinson is a junior, but the main fact that so many of the main contributors, including the top 4 leading scorers for this North Park team, are freshmen or sophomore. It's really a positive sign for Tom Slider, who is in his 3rd year at the helm of North Park. Robinson dribbling into the lane against Nixon, gets it and 1. Robinson, as we see on the replay here, just getting all the way to the bucket and does a great job of shielding off the taller Nixon. Nixon will head out. Five team fouls on the Blue Jays. That last one charged to Nixon. And Robinson gets the free throw to go. This North Park team, it's been such a great run for them so far with 5 straight wins. Obviously, it'd be an extremely tall task to pull this one out, although there is still 15 minutes to play, lots of basketball to be played. But either way, after winning just 1 conference game in their last 2 seasons each, to win 5 already this year is huge. Payonk gets it to go, and he has matched his season high, 9 points. 58-36, and Cobbs lost it to Wiest. Henry running the floor with Wiest, and Wiest shows his elevation to put the basket. Wiest, double figures with 11. As Juwan Henry goes to work and just launches a deep 3 that's off. Coleman battling with Cobbs. Coleman ended up with it, and then Hutchinson reached. 3rd foul on Michael Hutchinson. Here's the steal from Wiest, running all the way down the floor, and then check out that elevation from the 6'2" guard. Another timeout from North Park as we check out another angle on that great Wiest bucket. 60-36, 24-point lead for the Blue Jays. One interesting thing from the Blue Jays we have not seen so far is we have not seen Nathan Rogers. Nathan Rogers has played a lot of minutes, but instead his minutes got swallowed up in the first half by Tucker Harlan, which was semi-surprising, perhaps giving him some rest with the big lead. But again, here you go, personal fouls. McNamara with 3, Cobbs, Robinson, and Hutchinson all with 2. Excuse me, I checked that. It's 2 on Hutchinson, not 3. And Nixon does have 3. Coleman, Ackerman, and Schwebke all have 2. And for Elmhurst, it's been a very dominant performance, and one that really this Blue Jay team needed. They were right in the hunt for hosting the CCIW tournament and winning the regular season in the CCIW, but that really came straight off the rails when they lost to Wheaton on Saturday in a 76-68 loss. And in that game, Wheaton went to the line 40 times and made 37 of those 40 free throws. And that really was the difference. It was a loss that John Baines was not happy about. Obviously, as you know, you have a chance to get into the CCIW tournament not only, but also perhaps host it if you win out from that point on. Now, seemingly impossible to host the CCIW tournament. But getting in is a very realistic possibility, and actually they could clinch a berth in that tournament with a win tonight, and so far they are cruising. 62-36 are the Blue Jays. Colin Lake finding Henry. Steps into a two-pointer, no good. Rebound Crittenton. And Elmhurst has really dominated the glass in this game. A couple of more stats from the first half that were very telling of this game as Leonard turns it over again. He has a couple turnovers on the day. Ball will go back to North Park. A couple more stats I found very telling in the first half. Points in the paint. As we check the replay briefly with Ackerman. It's a good layup there from Ackerman, but points in the paint, Elmhurst 16, North Park 8. As there, Crittenton gets his second block of the game out of bounds, stays with North Park. Second chance points, Elmhurst 11, North Park 4. As Ackerman and Weiss, the two Indiana natives, head out. And bench points. North Park only had 4 players that scored in that first half, whereas Elmhurst 13 points from the bench. Hutchinson well short. Outlet to Leonard. Leonard being more careful with the ball this time. North Park backing off from their pressure man-to-man defense. They've been cutting into passing lanes all day, and it's forced turnovers, but they haven't been able to do much with those turnovers. Crittenton couldn't get it to go, but payoff almost had it. Now Crittenton, third chance. Foul. It is on Hutchinson, and that is his third foul. Crittenton will head to the line.
2 shots.
Crittenton's first free throw is short. He was 1 of 1 on the day before that one, as McNamara checks back in with his 3 fouls. We'll give you an update. Women's basketball. Huge game for the Elmhurst women's as they travel to North Park in Chicago. It's 46-39. Elmhurst leads, so that's a huge game for them. They really need that win if they want to be in prime position to make the CCIW tournament and join these Elmhurst men Blue Jays in that CCIW tournament as Crittenton knocks down the second. Colin Lake, freshman, handling the ball. Gavin Grosek has checked in, number 25, for the first time in this game. North Parks spinning as Henry finds Lake, who hits another rainbow of a shot. Colin Lake has 13, and he has that high arc on just about every shot. First few times I thought he was going to go over a hand, but instead, from his shorter frame, he likes the rainbow shot, and he hit it. Here's Wyatt, back iron, but Crittenton has another offensive board for the Blue Jays. Again, just dominating the glass. It's exactly what the Blue Jays did last time these two teams played, and it's exactly what they're doing this time. Great bounce pass. Harlan puts it in and gets puts it right into Crittenton's belly, and Crittenton puts it down. Crittenton, 2 more. 3 straight for the Elmhurst forward. Jawad Henry, wild shot, no good. Wyatt with the rebound, and they're out and running are the Blue Jays. Harlan, inside payoff, who puts it in. Back-to-back assists for Tucker Harlan, who is showing some great potential as a young player for the Blue Jays. And another timeout for North Park. Last 2 buckets for Elmhurst. Harlan, great dish. Crittenton, we put it down. And once again, Harlan, swing pass. Bam, down low. And those 2 buckets easily set up on those great passes by Harlan. And again, we look at the foul trouble. Once again, it's McNamara and Hutchinson with 3. Cobbs and Robinson with 2. Nixon with 3 for the Blue Jays. But with the Blue Jays comfortably out in front by 29, certainly not something you have to worry about. I assume not quite, but at some point closer to perhaps the 7-6 minute mark, we can expect Elmhurst to start clearing out their bench and bring in some new bodies. Some updates from around the CCIW. Augustana is beating Illinois Wesleyan in Bloomington, 56-43 with 15 minutes to go. That one would be a revenge game for Augustana when they were #1 in the country, lost Illinois Wesleyan in Rock Island. Elsewhere, Milliken 39, Wheaton 38 in Wheaton. Milliken doing a good job as those are two teams that are out of the hunt in the CCIW. And then in Naperville, Carthage is trailing North Central 39-47. North Central has the lead there. And North Central at 6-5 in the CCIW would really put a damper in North Park's opportunity to make the CCIW tournament if they won. As for the Elmhurst women, they lead by 11 in Chicago in what is a critical game for the Elmhurst women's team. Back to the action at R.A. Fagnall Hall. Trevor Pye, number 11, is checked in for the first time. Here's Kevin Gates as we're seeing a third unit of sorts from North Park, as diving on the floor was McNamara, but that's a travel. The effort was there. The thought wasn't quite what he had hoped. And a little pressure from North Park, but Leonard essentially runs by Gates. And the second unit for Elmhurst will set up the offense. Crittenton driving baseline, ran out of room and was fouled on a push by McNamara, who seemed to have been injured slightly on the play, but seems to be okay now. It's 4 on McNamara, one more, and he's gone. As the foul trouble continues to amount for North Park. Fresh shot clock for the Blue Jays, and you know they'll milk it. Crittenton, wow, going to the bucket early in the shot clock and an offensive foul. Interesting choice by Crittenton to try to drive on that. And the charge was taken by North Park, and Crittenton is charged for the offensive foul. It's only his first, and the 6th team foul. So it's Pye, Grosek, Kuchera, Gates, and McNamara for North Park. Leonard, Wyatt, Crittenton, Payonk, and Harlan for the Blue Jays. Here's Pye turning and facing on Payonk. Grosek into the corner. Here's Gates dribbling past Wyatt. Throws a floater up that's well short, but McNamara had it, couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Crittenton. Eric Leonard didn't play very many games in his first few years. He actually played more in his freshman year. 17 games as a freshman, 8 games as a sophomore. As here's Payonk. Again, couldn't quite get it to go this time. Jumping from the elbow, rebound Trevor Pye. Wyatt, look at the hustle, and the Elmhurst bench absolutely loves that as Wyatt dove for that steal. And now upended Pye, but as we'll check it out on the replay here, Wyatt all hustle. And that's something that you love to see. The game pretty much out of reach, 29-point lead, but the fact that your second unit and Peyton Wyatt, who's seen double-digit minutes since December 19th, really showing why he's such a great hustle player. Even at 5'11", he really gets it done at the guard position. McNamara, skip pass, Pye, corner, Kuchera, drives, kicks out to Pye, who pump fakes, and then will take a shot from the free throw line that's good. First points of the game for Trevor Pye. Brief stoppage on the floor. Crittenton will bounce it to Leonard. And Eric Leonard, as we mentioned, he missed a month of the non-conference season, and it was one where we saw Mitch McLaughlin come here to Elmhurst and really play well. But when Leonard came back, he unseated McLaughlin. McLaughlin has not played much since. Here's Crittenton for 3, no good. Rebound Pye. Crittenton just shoots 27% from three-point range on the year. Not much of a three-point shooter, but has taken 2 today. He's missed both. As Gates turns it over. Jurkovic. Michael Jurkovic checking in for the first time in this game. And for Jurkovic, he is a senior, and this very well could be his last game here at R.A. Fagino Hall, depending on what happens on Senior Day, which is Saturday against North Central. Make sure you tune in for that one as well, BlueJayTV.com. As Harlan puts it up, a layup that's just a little short, rebound, Kuchera. And what a nice day that will be for Yurkovich, who will be honored as a senior, as will Nathan Rapp, who has been battling injuries in his entire career here at Elmhurst. Really hasn't found very many minutes on the floor, but it'd be nice to honor those two guys. But other than that, it's been a junior-led squad here for the Blue Jays, so they will have every key contributor back for next season, and what will surely be another not only CCIW but national push. Yurkovich backing down. Bicko couldn't get it to go, but tapped out, rebound Schwebke, and that's exactly what Brandon Schwebke does. But Kuchera with the hustle down on the near side, outlets to Pi. But boy, Brandon Schwebke has been an all-hustle guy, and it's nice to see him get rewarded today with 13 points, including 3 threes, as Bicko battling against Schwebke, couldn't get it to go, and Schwebke got the rebound. Outlet to Yurkovich, couldn't quite get it to him. Harlan, kick out Schwebke for 3. Yes! Schwebke, season high, career high at Elmhurst, 16 points. And he is smiling all the way down the floor. 7:20 to go, Elmhurst with a 30-point lead. What has been an absolutely dominant performance by the Blue Jays, offensively and defensively. North Park came in, absolutely dominating the three-point line, and they have not been able to do so today as Pi is off the mark. North Park, hottest team in the CCIW, came in on a 5-game win streak as Schwebke goes all the way to the bucket and will have a chance to eclipse his season and career high with 2 attempts at the free throw stripe. Bicko, first foul, 7th team, and Schwebke to the line. Brandon Schwebke, transfer from Rock Valley College. And he's really been such a key part of this Elmhurst team for his hustle, tapping out rebounds like we saw just a few minutes ago. And he was actually completely flipped roles here with the Blue Jays in terms of his time in Rock Valley. He was all tournament in the national tourney. He was the Region 4 MVP for his regional at Rock Valley College when he played and led them to the national tournament. But now taking on a very different role with Elmhurst, as there you see his hustle once again. I mean, he does not stop. 31-point lead, 6:30 to go. Schwebke is still all hustle. And it's really been interesting to see his development as a player here at Elmhurst. After being the guy at Rock Valley College, he's now just one of the guys here at Elmhurst, and he's done a great job of fitting into that role as well. First foul charge to Yurkovich. Michael Yurkovich is a senior, and Kevin Gates will head to the free throw line. Michael Yurkovich, 6'5", 230-pound senior from Burbank, Illinois, and Rivas High School. Gates knocks down the first. Gates spinning the ball in his hand and then lifts up a free throw that goes off the iron. Chris Perilli into the game, number 30. Wyatt dribbling, finds Perilli. Schwebke spinning, getting it off to McLaughlin. He puts it up, no good. Yurkovich with the rebound, and he got it to go. And a hearty cheer from the Elmhurst crowd as Yurkovich is in the scorebook. The senior, who really has done a great job of just being a teammate. He hasn't played a ton as a senior. As Pi puts one in, and it's nice to see those seniors get rewarded, especially in his second to last game in an Elmhurst uniform right here at R.A. Fagino Hall. Perilli, leaner, no good. Schwebke and Gates were locked up for the rebound, no foul call. Continued play with 5:30 to go, but Gates ended up with the rebound. Gates, dribble drive on the baseline, pulls up, no good. Perilli pulls it down. And the frantic pace is continuing. I'm a little surprised Elmhurst going all the way, but another Elmhurst player in the scorebook. As 2 more Blue Jays set to check in coming up at the next stoppage. Under 5 to play. 32-point Elmhurst lead, and Perilli's got a steal. Another Blue Jay in the scorebook. It's uncanny today. 10 Blue Jays are in the scorebook. And possibly some more to come as 2 more set to check in for the first time. And it's been a total team effort. Brandon Schwebke leading the way with 17, a career high and season high at Elmhurst, 17 points. And we're gonna get Jurkovich's basket once again as Schwebke found McLaughlin and then Jurkovic put it in. What a great moment for him out here at R.A. Fagino Hall. Schwebke out, Wyatt out. A couple new bodies in for the Blue Jays.
That is Gates at the free throw line. 1 more shot coming.
Gates put in the first one. He's got 1 more. As Michael Plunk and Tristan Hefner, check that, that's Caleb Mowry, have checked into the game for Elmhurst. As Baines has officially let the bench come out and emptied the bench in what has been a dominant performance by Elmhurst. And what a great look, what great teamwork and ball movement from this really 3rd unit, 4th unit, whatever you want to call it, but that's some A-level ball movement right there to get the easy 2. Pye with a no-look pass. Gutierrez opened in the corner, but he missed it, and Pye got the rebound. Trevor Pye has shown a lot of promise here for North Park, and we'll see what he does here with the baseline jumper. No good. And Perilli pulls it down. 79-44, Elmhurst dominating. And if we look at some of the key players, we were looking at the 3-point line as here's Mowry for 3 off the mark. Pico with the rebound. 2 key players, Jawan Henry, Jordan Robinson. They combined for almost 40 points per game as we have a foul on the floor. We'll get back to that point in just a second once we get this foul. It's Jurkovic once again. He's got 2.
Perilli's first personal foul. Go with the free throw line.
Check that, it's actually Perilli, not Jurkovic. 30, not 40. Biko puts in his first free throw. He's in the scorebook for the first time.
Mirasu.
Frederick Mirasu has checked in. Freshman. First time he's seen action this season from Brahma, Sweden. And his brother Daniel, who also hasn't seen time yet this season, is getting his first action of the game in what is one of the last 3 games in North Park's season. Going back to that point though, Jawan Henry and Robinson as we got a 3 from Perilli. Jawan Henry 13 points and Jordan Robinson just 4 points. So 17 points combined and they average 40 on the season. Mirasu just misses that one. And then Mowry ended up with the rebound. We're under 3 to play. Elmhurst comfortably out in front. But North Park Elmhurst defense really, I think, just stifled this North Park offense. I mean, North Park have been shooting at an unbelievable clip, and you got to think they come down to earth at some point, but you didn't expect it this rapidly. Jurkovic jumping under for 2. Give Michael Plunk the assist. And this unit is really doing a wonderful job, as that time Gates dribbled it off his foot, and it'll go over to Elmhurst with just over 2 to play. For Elmhurst, just almost everybody's gotten in the scorebook so far. The only two, Caleb Mowry and Peyton White, are the only two players that are not in the scorebook. Check that also, Eric Leonard is also not in the scorebook. Here's McLaughlin for three, yes! And the bench, Peyton Wyatt's putting up the three fingers as McLaughlin puts it in. And the bench is all excited for this unit seeing some action in varsity play. Many of these players, if you come to the games early, you'd see them playing in the junior varsity games. As that time, fouled was Grosick.
Foul charge to Burley, his second.
4 Blue Jays in double figures. Schwebke's got 17. Ackerman, Wiest, and Payonk all tied with 11. Grosick completes the three-point play. But it's still a 38-point Elmhurst advantage as they have been absolutely dominant. Perilli again. Almost. Jurkovic got the rebound. On the boards, it was really a team effort. No player had more than 6. Will Nixon and Kenny Payonk both had 6. Actually, Eric Clinton had 8. And Michael Plug puts it in. He's got 4 points. 2 of 2 from the field.
Timeout taken by the Vikings.
And we have a timeout on North Park, and we're going to check out a replay really quick. As there's Plunk on the feed from Jurkovic. Long three for Grosick. Boy, he just jacked that one up, and Plunk ended up with the rebound. Being harassed by Krieger Golo, who's in the game. Plunk again. No, not this time. Although the bench was excited for him, that was not quite the shot he was hoping for. The Blue Jays, 13 players in the scorebook for Elmhurst. It was a total team effort. 4 players in double figures. Brennan leading with 8 boards. Long shot, no good, and there's just about a 1-second difference between game and shot clock right now, and you got to think that Elmhurst will hold, and that will do it. But wow, what a great performance from the Blue Jays, shooting 49% from the field, 40% from three-point range, 12 of 14 free throws, 85%, out-rebounding North Park 51-24. I mean, it's really just a dominant performance all along as the Blue Jay fans get to their feet. And there will be about a 1-second difference between game and shot clock. The shot will not count. And we still have 1 second on the clock. I'm not sure quite what's going on the floor, but we will run off that 1 second. And Elmhurst will head out of this game with the win. But boy, what a great performance it was from the Blue Jays in this one. Last lead for North Park was 13-11, and then Elmhurst just dominated from there. So leaders, Brandon Schwebke, game high, season high, career high as a Blue Jays, 17 points. Colin Lake, Jawan Henry had 13 for North Park. Kyle Wiest, Brian Ackerman, Kenny Payonk, all in double figures with 11. And as for rebounds, let's go 52-24. Elmhurst with the advantage. Defensive glass, 35-17. 3 blocks for the Blue Jays, and points in the paint, 40-14 as we check out the rebounds. Crittenton with 8, Nixon with 6. Second chance points, Elmhurst 21-5 the advantage, and really just a dominant performance all around from the Blue Jays. It's a 40-point Elmhurst victory. Thank you to all you who tuned in and to everybody who contributed to the broadcast and was alongside. High fives all around as the Blue Jays win 89-49.
Hi, I'm John Quigley, President and CEO of the Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce and Industry. In these challenging economic times, it's imperative that our residents and businesses band together to not only shop Elmhurst, but buy Elmhurst whenever possible. We have great stores in our city center, Spring Road, Butterfield Road, York and Villette Streets, St. Charles and Route 83, North Avenue and Lake Street, along North York and even Grand Avenue. I ask for your help. Let's keep our tax dollars in Elmhurst.
There are several thousand collisions involving trains each year, which result in over 1,000 injuries and several hundred deaths. A majority of these deaths occur when someone is struck by a train while trespassing on railroad property. Remember, railroad property is private property. Trespassing along railroad property is not only against the law, it's very dangerous. Avoid taking shortcuts. The only safe place to cross railroad tracks is at a designated crossing. Don't get caught dead on the tracks. Stay off, stay away, stay alive.